Welcome to Bootorials. I'm your host Craig, and today we're going to talk about what a bitch of a problem. I can totally sympathise with anyone dealing with constantly cold feet. It's something I've personally dealt with. I want to give you all the strategies you can use, incorporate them into your ski day so you don't want to hack your feet off with an axe. So first up, footbed. Now, I know it's getting repetitive, but footbed is super important in your boots. In relation to cold feet, it's all about blood flow. So the footbed is going to be supporting your foot. It's going to take all the pressure off the bones and allow their muscles to relax. Now that allows their blood vessels to open and your circulation to flow easy through your feet. Of course, how your boot fits your foot is just as critical when it comes to blood flow. So check the shells and also check how you're buckling up your boots. Good ski socks, get them and wear them. Thinner the better. You don't want to be adding a bunch of extra volume in your ski boot with a thick sock. All the insulation you're going to need is going to be in your liner. So the thin sock is going to be the best. I find a wool or a wool blend to be superior to synthetics. Other people swear by synthetics, but it's all about wicking away moisture from your feet. So that's the perfect segue into moisture management. Now everyone knows what happens when you mix water with cold air. So you definitely don't want that happening in your boots. Keeping your feet dry is essential. That is why you want your wool sock. It's going to keep your feet dry by wicking that moisture, keep those little piggies warm. And more important than that is making sure your liners are dry each and every morning before you ski. Any residual moisture left in your liners from the previous day's skiing is going to freeze and they're going to be cold boots. So take your liners and footbeds out and make sure they're dry after every time you ski. The added benefit to this is that it's going to extend the life of your liners and it's going to prevent any dank stench from building up in your boots. What you also want to look at is any possible pressure points that may be cutting off circulation. Now, it's quite common that blood flow can be reduced a lot in the calf and the lower leg. So you want to make sure your spoiler or the cuff isn't digging into your leg and you're not over tightening the cuff of your boots, restricting that blood flow. So more than likely you're going to be losing feeling in your toes because of downward pressure over the top of your boot. So this is what we call the danger buckle. The fixing you're looking to have is all here, and you want to get that lock in of the lower leg and your instep. But once we move forward, all that blood flow is running across the top of your foot. You don't want to be cranking that buckle too far. We're just looking for lateral support. Once you start cranking it further than what that gives you, it starts to compress down. The amount of tension you're looking for is just enough to secure it with one finger. If you start pushing on this buckle, it's what's going to cut off circulation on the top of your foot, send your toes instantly to sleep. In many boots, they accommodate this already in their liner by having a softer window that runs across the top of your foot, not compressing down the plastic. So a few things you can do daily to mitigate your cold feet. Number one, fresh, dry, clean socks in the morning. Start dry, stay dry. Now, wearing good clothing. Get a set of good thermals. I prefer wool again because you're not going to overheat on those warm spring days, and on them really cold days, it's going to keep you dry, wick that moisture away, keep you warm. So your body's natural reaction when it's cold is to draw blood away from your extremities. So that's your hands and feet in order to keep your vital organs warm. So to ensure this doesn't happen, good set of thermals. If it's cold, good mid layer as well under your jacket. Now, cotton is rotten, stay away from cotton t-shirts and keep the hoodies there for spring. So on a cold day, a really great technique for keeping your feet warm is go for a ski, take 1 or 2 runs and get inside the lodge and take your boots off. Give yourself about 5 or 10 minutes and then get your boots back on again. You should be able to ski the rest of the day in comfort and warmth. The reason this works so well is because you get the blood pumping through your feet and your line is warm and softened. Now your feet will really appreciate this break, and once you get back in there, it's like a whole nother world. Seriously, do this. So that window is designed to keep the compression off the top of what's called your medial cuneiform bone. Now above that bone is your dorsal metatarsal arteries, so all that blood flow. But also along with that is your peroneal nerves. So not only will that send your toes to sleep, but it can cause like a stabbing or a twanging pain through to your toes. If you are being compressed above that cuneiform bone because of a hard plastic tongue all the way through your boot, there is a modification that you can do, and that is by softening some of this plastic. And what you're going to need is a Dremel. So firstly, mark the area that we're going to need to soften the plastic up. So this plastic can be quite thick, and what we want to do is grind this area down to about a paper thin density. So a good sanding or grinding bit on your Dremel, and just slow circular motion, and we want to just work it away at it. Don't rush it, don't bust through, but just till it gets nice and soft. Got that grind down to a paper thin level. It's just going to give you that nice relief there versus that hard plastic. So this mod can be a game changer for a lot of people. If you are going to do this modification, just take your time, go slowly. You can always grind more off, but you can't put more plastic back on. Alright, thanks for watching this video. Hope you got a lot out of it. Stay rad, be a patriot, signing out.
Yeah.